So some of you know that my wife and I have a podcast called Success Banquet. And on that podcast, the first episode just dropped, and somebody asked the question. They said, how do you define success? And I said that success is a minimum of two things, right? It is the science of achievement blended with the art of fulfillment. And I know there's a whole lot of conversation all around the science of success, the science of achievement, and all that good stuff. But nobody really talks about fulfillment. And so today I'm going to talk about why you might be tough, but your brain is soft, bro. Let me just be real with you, okay? So even though you want to move forward, even though you got a desire for success and everything like that, the tools that you're using are soft, and they're not going to get you there by themselves. I'm just trying to let you know. All right, so who am I? I am L.A. Williams, and even though, yes, I am blind, I'm here to cast a vision so that my people don't perish. So I'm telling y'all, this is going to be one of them good ones. I just really believe that. So you might as well go ahead and like the video right now. You might as well go ahead. Well, wait till after I'm so you know what you're sharing, right? Because I'm telling you, I'm about to break it down, okay? And if you're watching this on one of my channels, make sure you subscribe to the channel, all right? So let's talk about this. First of all, so what I said, it's the science of achievement blended with the art of fulfillment. Everybody knows what achievement is. They fight for that all the time. But let's talk about fulfillment, right? Now, as soon as I say this, I already know what's getting ready to happen to your brain. So I challenge you to continue to watch, all right? But I'm gonna break down to you really what the art of fulfillment, like how do you know that you're fulfilled? Well, I guess how you know you're fulfilled is if it's all about how you feel about yourself when you all by yourself, right? And so like you can't hide from the fact whether you got fulfillment or not. You're gonna know whether you do or you're not. So how do I get it? Okay, I'll tell you. Number one, you ain't gonna like this. You ready? Number one, you gotta work hard, right? You gotta work hard. You gotta be putting in that daggum work, all right? But it can't just be working hard. Number two, you have to work hard to do what? To acquire a set of skills, right? I've talked about this in my difference between rich people and poor people video. I said that, listen, rich people, they put in the work to acquire a set of skills, but it can't just be any set of skills. It has to be a set of skills that matters to you. Okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things, sometimes people don't succeed in school because, we are trying to acquire a set of skills that they don't matter. Nobody care about that, right? And so that's a challenge. So you got to be working hard, putting in that work to acquire a set of skills that matters to you. Here's the other one that allows you to not only serve yourself, right, but other people. See, that's the key. If you want to feel fulfilled, right? If you want true success, yeah, you got to execute the science of achievement. You can't be, it's a whole bunch. I ain't gonna get into all that, right? That's another video. But what I will say is that you got to focus on the art of fulfillment. Well, what I got to do, I got to make sure I'm working hard to acquire a set of skills that matters to you, that allows you to not only serve yourself, but other people. Okay, because we ain't on this earth by ourselves. Okay, right? What they say, service is the rent that we pay for space here on earth, right? So if you want to continue to hold down some space, you better help. You make sure you're helping some other people. Okay, so that's the first aspect of it. We talked about fulfillment. I think that's important. Now, why is it? Like, what are the challenges? What are the things that hold us back? So I read a book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. If you haven't read it, you probably should. It's going to challenge you in a whole bunch of different ways, right? But a lot of times, the devil is not this, I guess what y'all might think of, this red-tailed creature, this negative outside force and all that. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's really what's going on in our own minds, okay? So let's talk about that. There are, I think, 4 things that resistance, right? You're gonna come up against some resistance, right? And there's 4 things that it lies to you and gets you to stay still, gets you to drift. That's what I was gonna talk about in Napoleon Hill in the Outwitting the Devil book. He talks about drifting, right? And so it's way better if we continue to drift and we don't have that drive, right? Because now, for other people, right? It's better for the devil, right? For you to not achieve your goals and dreams. And so he gives us this thing called resistance, okay? Well, what does resistance do? I'll tell you. Number one, resistance don't outright tell you no. I want you to understand that, right? Resistance doesn't say, no, you can't have this goal, this dream. It says, oh, you want to be successful? Oh, you want this goal and dream? Absolutely. Oh, you want to write a book? Oh, absolutely. Come on, write that book. Oh, you want to do this? Absolutely. You could just do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you want to be successful? Oh, you want to own that thing? Oh, you want to start that business? Oh, absolutely. Oh, boo, I believe in you. You're going to do the doggone thing, but just not today. Just do it tomorrow. Right? And so procrastination hits us in such strange ways, right? Because it actually gets us excited. We think we're ready to, take over the world. It's just gonna happen tomorrow, okay? And then what happens when tomorrow hits? Tomorrow becomes tomorrow, right? And so we never actually attack it. I think in my last video, I said a lot of us live on someday I'll, right? How many of you have had a goal or a dream for more than a day? Do you see what I'm saying? More than a month, right? More than a year. A lot of times it's just because of procrastination not telling you no. It tells you yes, but you could just do it later. Okay, so that's one of the number one problems, one of the number one things most people experience procrastination. And I'll go into a different video. I'll talk about why that happens and all that kind of stuff like that. But just know that that's what procrastination does to you, okay? Number two, we might have a certain calling on our life, but resistance gives us the shadow calling, right? My man Russell Brunson calls it the shadow calling, because he's like, we might want to do something in life, but then we find a way to hide behind it. So we get to do something that look kind of like the thing we wanted to do. Instead of starting the business, we go, let's say, work for someone else who is starting the business. Not that that's a bad thing, but if that's all you ever do, then you'll never achieve your true calling, right? And so we go work with somebody else who's really doing the thing we want to do, and then we kind of like say, okay, we're just going to assist them, right? Well, okay, we find another person who really wants to be a writer, and we're just their ghostwriter, right? Because there's no consequence in it, right? If something doesn't work right, we didn't lay ourselves on the line. You understand where I'm coming from? And so that's why it's the real shadow calling. I think that I've experienced that so much in life, right? I'm not laying myself, I'm not putting myself out front, right? I'm kind of like supporting the person, right? Well, LA, you can't be doing that, man. That's a punk move, right? And I ain't no punk, right? I'm trying, y'all go learn about me, right? So that's number two. I think it's called the shadow calling, right? That's what Russell Brunson calls it, at least. Number three is that keeps us from kind of hitting our goals and dreams is pleasure, right? Even this whole social media thing, right? This whole like seeking the pleasure of having the thing without actually having the thing, right? Everybody getting likes. I'm telling y'all to like the video, not necessarily so I could feel better about you liking the video. I'm saying to like the video because I think it's going to help other people, right? Okay, a well-liked video is going to be shown to other people who like the same kind of stuff you like. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So that's the reason why I say to like the video, not so I can be like, ooh, look at all these likes I got, right? That's not actually achieving anything. It's not putting no money in my pocket, right? It's not helping me to acquire a set of skills that matters to me. What else? What's the other thing I said? Oh, that allows me to serve. I guess it does help me serve other people. But that's why I'm saying you can't have just one of those four things. You got to have all four, right? You got to work hard to acquire a set of skills that matters to you, that allows you to serve not just yourself, but other people. That's what I'm talking about today. We're talking about fulfillment. We're talking about the art of fulfillment, okay? All right, so we said pleasure, but also we got to talk about this last one. And this one is crazy, right? This one is called like full sedation. A lot of time, I'm about to hurt some feelings right now. I already know it, and I don't want to apologize, but I feel like I should be like, y'all just be careful. Proceed with caution. This next couple seconds, okay? So a lot of times, we'll do things like watch TV. I ain't gonna get into whole drugs, alcohol, all that different kind of stuff to make us feel like it distracts us from actually hitting our goals and dreams. Man, listen, my wife know I ain't the one to be sitting down and watching a whole bunch of TV shows. Like, listen, it's so crazy. We're at her grandma's house because we were kind of letting her hear the podcast, and I get sucked into Law and Order, right? Because it's a well-written story, man. I get sucked into it, man. But I gotta get out of there, right? I can't. I'm not gonna turn that on myself in my own house because I'll get trapped, and it'll keep me away from putting together videos like this and actually helping some other people, man. I just be sitting there watching it. And then what's crazy is a lot of those shows ain't really positive, it's negative. And so I got all this negative information going into my receptors, right? I can't let that happen at an extended period of time. I wish I wouldn't do it at all, but hey, listen, your boy's growing, okay? So those are like the 4 things, right? Number 1, we talked about how, our brain is procrastination, right? Resistance gives us procrastination. Number 2, it gives us a shadow calling. Number 3, it'll want us to seek pleasure, and I'm gonna talk about that in just a second. And then number 4, it's full sedation, where it's not just a little bit of pleasure. I mean, you just go all out ignoring your goals and dreams, right? Just totally ignoring them. That's what that's what resistance wants you to do. Okay, and then let's talk about this. I'm giving y'all 4 things. This is the 444. All right, y'all type 444 in the chat. I'm not on Zoom, LA. In the comments, right? If you know what I'm talking about. So that was 4, and I'm about to give you another 4. Okay, so last 4. This is how your brain, how it distracts you, how it helps resistance. I'm telling y'all, your brain is soft, right? So, number 1. Your brain's number 1 job, right? Your brain's number 1 job is to avoid pain. Yes, it wants to avoid pain. And listen, sometimes going for your goals, sometimes actually fighting for what you want, you're going to experience some pain. And your brain don't want you to experience no pain, so it says, oh, don't do that thing. That's going to be painful. You ain't gonna, oh man, what if it don't work? That dumb... I was gonna say a dumbass question, but I guess I could say it. I ain't like a super duper cuss word. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, that dumb question, that's like, what if it don't? Oh, you gonna experience some pain. So what? Right? Goodness gracious, we gotta fight hard for our goals and dreams. So number 1, our brain wants us to avoid pain. Number 2, it wants us to seek pleasure, right? And so even if I'm in the middle, like I'm getting ready to shoot this video and I'm like, let me do this real quick. Let me do this real quick. And so I want to seek pleasure instead of doing the thing that I said I wanted to do. If I'm sitting down to write my book, it's like, all right, well, grab a snack real quick. Oh, well, hey, wait, go do this thing real quick. Because it's helping me to avoid the pain, seek some sort of pleasure. All right, and so these are the things that your brain does. Let's also talk about how your brain's number 3 job, right, is to conserve energy. Man, listen, it takes some energy to actually write the book, to actually do the video, to actually do whatever the thing is. It takes energy to do it, and most of us, we want to conserve our energy. Our brain wants us to conserve energy, so it's like, oh man, don't do that. That's gonna be hard, man. Oh, chill, just relax. You know what I'm saying? You're working too hard, right? And so these are the things that our brain does to us, right? And I think the 4th thing is our brain is always looking for some confirmation that it was right. Right? And so even if you go ahead and fight and do the thing, it's going to give you the pain. So then that way your brain can go, see, told you ain't want to do that. I told you, right? You should have just sat down and chill and not, and all this old crazy stuff, right? And so that's the 444, man. I just think I always want to put this information out in front of us because a lot of times we want to succeed, but we don't know the obstacles that we're up against. And so that was the purpose of today's video. Maybe I got to come up with a different title. But right now we rolling with the fact that you might be tough, but your brain is soft, okay? The obstacles that you're going to face when you're attempting to succeed, right? Something like that, whatever. But I hope this was valuable for y'all, man. I told you, if it was, I know you probably already liked the video. Go ahead and share it, right? I know you're probably already subscribed, but subscribe again or tell somebody else to subscribe, right? Because I'm telling y'all, I'm going to keep dropping these nuggets. I'm going to keep on casting this vision. I'm going to keep on giving folks the stuff that nobody going to tell this stuff to you. Nobody's going to break this stuff down to you. The way that I am. At least I don't believe that they are. At least I haven't found anybody able to give me the information like that. I had to kind of go find. I had to seek it out, right? had to spend some money, had to do some stuff to actually acquire this knowledge, acquire this set of skills, right? Something that matters to me, right? Something that I can not only use this information to serve myself, but other people like you. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. We'll talk next time. Later.